On a black screen, a CNN woman reporter talks over the sound of an explosion, police sirens, an enthusiastic crowd clapping.
Breaking news from Gotham City. Beyond any expectations, our superhero Batman has saved the day once again.
Interior Henry's studio house, night. Suspenseful music. Coming in from outside, the colors of the city light up. Batman, standing in front of the open window, his cape flutters in a light breeze. The perfect posture of a superhero, more or less. Din din, microwave. Batman relaxes and clumsily moves away, showing a small fan at the window, the cause of the cape's fluttering. Chubby, Batman's costume, is tied on his belly. Instead of shoes, he's wearing big, colorful slippers. Furtive, Batman puts a hand under his armpit holding on to something, maybe a gun. The music increases. Batman suddenly takes off a remote control and points it to the stereo. Click. No music. No more. Lumbering toward the microwave, Batman distractedly takes off the mask, showing he is none other than Henry, 30, a dreamer with an obsession for comic books. Catching his reflection, Henry stops at the mirror. Looking away, his attention is taken by a picture he glued to the mirror. A kid dressed as Batman and a little girl dressed as Catwoman. Henry lights up in a warm smile. Henry takes his sad pre-cooked dinner to the couch and turns the TV on to the dark night.
But that's the point of Batman. He can be the outcast. He can make the choice that no one else can make. The right choice.
Knife in one hand, fork in the other, Henry moves the cautery as if it was people. Fork stops, turns to knife.
Here you are again, evil knife. I expected to see you, Fork. Mwahahaha!
Henry bursts into an evil laugh, moving knife as he was possessed. Stops. Knife eyes the dinner, forks too. Suspense. Henry looks back and forth to both. Henry cuts the dinner in imitating sounds of crying and screaming. He grabs hold of a bite and gulps it. Henry goes to grab another bite when a spider in the plate. Henry jumps on his feet, screams, runs. Nothing seems to calm him down, not even a little girl who would have been that scared. Finally, Henry holds to the dinner plate with the spider still happily in it and throws it in the trash can. Wonders. Takes the trash can and rushes to exterior Henry's front yard, street between Henry's and Melissa's house, continuous. Henry holds the trash can as far as he can from his chest as if it had kryptonite in it. Melissa, 26, redhead, Catwoman tattoo on her arm, surprises him from behind, coming out from the next door.
Another spider?
Startled by fear, Henry lets the trash can fall.
A spider? Where?
No, Henry, I was just asking.
Melissa hurries to calm him down. Henry gets it. He overreacted.
Am I or am I not a great actor? I'm not scared of those little, ugly, with legs spiders.
Honk. Charlie, a self-confident, good-looking, and rich British man, recalls his attention from his convertible Mustang honking his horn twice.
You should come over sometime. My grandmother always asks about you.
Honk. Charlie insists, annoyed. Melissa smiles goodbye to Henry and jumps in Charlie's car. Charlie notices Henry's big puppy eyes checking on him, and he doesn't hesitate to push his tongue in Melissa's throat. Heartbroken, Henry has to look away.
Why were you talking to that nerd?
Before Henry hears Melissa's answer, Charlie drives away. Henry sighs deeply and walks toward home, but crash. Weird noises coming from Melissa's place. Crash. Once again. Henry looks around, smiles.
A serial killer? A thief? Or just Melissa's grandmother?
Henry hops to Melissa's door, jumping, rolling on the ground, twirling, talking to himself.
Nobody here in Gotham is brave enough to face the criminals. Wait, Batman is here.
Wait. Henry freezes. From the window, he glimpses Melissa's grandmother standing with her hands up, and an armed, hooded man in front of her. Henry freaks out. He immediately looks around for help, but he seems to be the only one around. Henry looks for his cell phone or whatever else that might help. Nothing. He almost shakes.
What would a superhero do? Oh, don't be ridiculous, Henry. Think.
Henry smacks his forehead. Worried, he takes another look inside the window. He can't see the hooded man anymore. He really has to hurry. Footsteps. Someone's talking inside. What's going on? Henry takes a deep breath, prepares himself, and...
You can do it. Just think about Melissa. Melissa.
Henry hesitates, wonders, decides. Henry runs to the door with all his strength, ready to break it, but a second before he hits the door, someone opens it from inside, and Henry ends up falling on the criminal. The criminal faints under Henry's weight. Henry takes a moment to understand what did just happen. Montage, newspapers, headlines rolling and twirling. Local Batman saves a grandmother. A picture of Henry holding Melissa's grandmother between his arms. Henry Jones, a modern superhero. A picture of Henry holding the hand of the man still fainted as if they were in a wrestling ring. Batman is real, better than in a comic book. A picture of Henry posing as a superhero. End montage. Interior, Henry studio house day. Music out loud. Wearing only his underwear, his cape, and the Batman mask, Henry jumps on the couch pretending to play a rock guitar. Henry takes to one of the newspapers with his picture and pins it up to the wall, next to a superhero poster. Proudly, he observes it, in a Superman pose, of course. Knock, knock. What now? Henry runs to the peephole. It's Melissa.
Oh, fuck me.
Henry rushes to take off the cape and put on a t-shirt. Quickly, he tries to hide the mess of his place.
Coming, 1 second.
Henry opens the door.
Hey!
Henry almost slams the door on her face. He has no pants on. Quickly, he puts on the first pair of pajama pants he can find. Ready. Henry smiles at Melissa. She laughs. What? He still has his mask on. Fuck. He takes it off ashamed. Melissa hands Henry a still warm apple pie.
For you, from Grandma.
Oh, thanks.
Henry doesn't hesitate to take it, inhaling the fragrance. Melissa doesn't wait for an invitation and makes her way into the house, leaving Henry speechless at the door.
This place is so different from how I remember it.
Henry opens his eyes wide as he notices a pair of socks on the floor and clumsily hides then under the couch. Melissa eyes the picture with the two kids. Aw.
But that's us.
Henry squeezes between his shoulders.
Yeah, big time.
Melissa bushes against the picture as if it could take her back in time. Henry loses himself, staring at her bright smile.
Just me, you, the world just made up for... And the world you made up for us. It wasn't a big time, but it probably was the best I had.
Melissa notices how deeply he's looking at her and blushes. Suddenly, she remembers something and pulls up her sleeve, showing him a Catwoman tattoo. Henry gets closer to take a look and almost stumbles on himself. Melissa laughs. Henry observes the tattoo closely.
I always thought it was just her.
What do you mean?
It's you, your face. So cool.
Melissa can't take her eyes off him. She smiles, yes. Nobody ever gets that. Melissa covers it up as they exchange a look. Henry can't handle it for long and mumbles something.
Why? How come we lost contact?
I guess because you were so interested in your comic books more than hanging out with me, so...
Ouch. That hurts.
Eat, before it cools down.
Melissa breaks the embarrassing silence, pointing at the pie. Henry nods yes, lost in his thoughts. Melissa heads to the door, ready to leave when he stops her.
I was not.
What?
You were hanging out with all the cool kids, and I'm different, Melissa.
Henry points up and down at himself. Melissa swallows.
Different from the other people you were suddenly interested in. I mean, look at your cool boyfriend and...
Charlie? He's out of the picture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. He's just a no-brained asshole. Sometimes, Henry, different is not bad.
Melissa takes a step back towards Henry. Henry takes his time, nervous.
Maybe we should... Do you want to go out sometime?
Sure. Do you want to meet tomorrow at 7:30 at Cartoon Mania store? It's been a lifetime since I checked it out.
Melissa winks at him. Henry immediately relaxes.
That would be AWESOME awesome.
Tomorrow, then.
Melissa plants a quick kiss on his cheek and leaves, closing the door behind her.
Yes!
Henry screams with happiness, jumping up and down. Wait. He checks the peephole. Fuck. She's still there, and clearly she heard him. Oh, Henry. Interior, Henry's studio house day. Henry comes home from work with his McDonald's uniform on. He bought a huge bouquet of flowers and holds it as if it were the most precious thing he had ever had between his hands. Henry checks on the time. 6 p.m.
To the Batcave.
He runs to... Montage. Interior, Henry's studio room bathroom day. Henry takes a shower, singing out loud and off key. Henry puts gel in his hair, too much. Henry wraps his belly in a wrap of kitchen plastic to cover it up. Henry puts on a Hawaiian t-shirt. Come on, no. Henry buttons up a nice shirt. Henry sprays some perfume. God, too much. Not on his face. End of montage. Interior, Henry's studio, day. There you go. Henry is now ready and clean. Already with the flowers in his hand, Henry gives himself a last look in the mirror. The picture of Melissa and him calls his attention. He takes a moment and... the Batman mask. He can't go out without it. Exterior, Henry's front yard, street, moments later. Henry leaves his place with the bouquet in a hand and the mask in the other, confident.
Look who's here.
Charlie walks to him from Melissa's front yard.
Our superhero. On your way to the Bat car, or do you fly?
Batmobile.
Henry mumbles without looking at him and keeps walking straight. Charlie sniggers, following him.
Sure. So, where are you heading to? A date with Sailor Moon?
Henry stops dead, annoyed.
Actually, on a date with Melissa.
Charlie can't believe it. He laughs nervously. It can't be real.
Ah, she's paying for the Save Grandma thing. Mel has always been big in charity.
Ouch. Henry doesn't answer. It's not worth it. After a second of hesitation, Henry turns to leave when Charlie suddenly screams at him, pointing at his shoulder.
A spider! Huge! On your shoulder!
Henry screams like a girl. He gets crazy, jumps, runs, throws the flowers on the ground while Charlie laughs his ass off and claps at him.
What a loser.
Henry stops, checks on his shirt. There was no spider. Charlie was just making fun of him.
You've got no chance with Melissa.
Charlie picks up the bouquet and swaggers to his car. Henry stands alone for a moment, the mask on the ground, no flowers anymore, no confidence, no more. He slowly falters back to interior Henry's studio house moments later. Henry slams the door behind him. He looks around. A world of comic books, posters, of superheroes, DVDs, cartoons, movies, a world that's not real. Henry eyes his reflection in the mirror, purple, sweating, overweight, just a sad human being. In a moment of madness, he rips off the posters, throws the comic books and the DVD collections on the floor, all the stuff that reminds him of the world he will never be a part of. And now the Batman mask. Henry grabs it tight between his hands, his breath broken in his chest. After a second of hesitation, Henry throws it in the trash. It's over. Exhausted, he leans on the couch when his phone rings. Melissa's calling. Henry doesn't pick it up. A text from her. Hey, superhero, where are you at? Henry turns it off and closes his eyes. Interior Henry's studio house, moments later. Henry slams the door behind him. He looks around. A world of comic books, posters of superheroes, DVDs, cartoons, movies. A world that's not real. Henry eyes his reflection in the mirror. Purple, sweating, overweight. Just a sad human being. In a moment of madness, he rips off the posters, throws the comic books and the DVD collection on the floor. All the stuff that reminds him of the world he will never be a part of. And now the Batman mask. Henry grabs it tight between his hands, his breath broken in his chest. After a second of hesitation, Henry throws it in the trash. It's over. Exhausted, he leans on the couch when his phone rings. Melissa's calling. Henry doesn't pick it up. A text from her. Hey, superhero, where are you at? Henry turns it off and closes his eyes. Interior Henry's studio house, night. Voices from the street. Someone's arguing. Henry opens slowly his eyes, waking up because of the noise. He's still on the couch. Dribble comes from his mouth. The phone on his belly. The argument becomes comprehensible. It's Melissa and Charlie.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, Charlie.
Come on, babe. We both know you don't mean it.
Henry drags himself to the window where he spies outside at exterior Henry's house, street continuous.
You don't get it.
In a cute dress, Melissa is wearing a pair of cat ears. She shakes her head no and arms crossed on her chest, appears to leave.
What don't I get? That suddenly you want to go out with losers and be weird and all that shit?
Charlie takes off from her, the headband with the cat ears. Melissa adjusts her hair, screaming.
Are you out of your mind?
Melissa takes the headband back. Charlie grabs her arm, stopping her from leaving. Melissa notices that the curtains at Henry's window are moving. Henry hides immediately. Too late. She knows he's there. Interior Henry's studio house continuous. Henry breathes faster, hiding behind the curtain.
Where the fuck do you think you're going?
Charlie's tone rises. Henry takes a deep breath and looks outside again to exterior Henry's house, street continuous. Melissa struggles to free herself from him, but Charlie tightens his grip.
What do you want from me?
Just to fix this mess. You apologize and we are good.
You are a certified douchebag.
Melissa throws a new look at Henry's window. Help me. Charlie goes straight to kiss her, taking her completely off guard. Interior Henry's studio house, continuous. Henry hesitates, but not for long.
Charlie, get off me!
Henry walks confident to his door. Well, not that confident. He stops, wonders, looks at the mask in the trash can, takes it, wearing it or not.
Get off me now!
Melissa screams for help. Henry sighs deeply, throws the mask away, and runs outside to exterior Henry's house, street continuous. Henry exits the house, accelerates, runs. Melissa eyes him. Her eyes light up. Henry moves Charlie away from Melissa.
What the fuck?
Pow. Henry punches Charlie in the face, just like a real superhero. A newspaper rolling and twirling. The headline reads, Our superhero got arrested. A picture of Henry smiling handcuffed while a policeman pushes him to the police car. Interior Melissa House kitchen, day. Melissa pins up the newspaper page on the fridge, smiles, and turns to Henry gulps bite after bite a whole warm apple pie.